Open science is a new way of doing science, and it's maybe a way of doing science for the 21st century and beyond. Rather than scientists collecting their data and then doing a bunch of analysis of that data and then generating some graphs and then writing some words based on what they think it all means, and then just publishing those words and then the rest of it staying locked away in their file cabinets or hard drives, trying to make more of the parts of science from the very beginning all the way to the end, like the final publication, making that all more open and more accessible. Open science is important because it makes science as a whole better.
At the Kavli Foundation, we support open science and open data because we think it can help speed up scientific discovery. And so that's why, in order to help the neuroscience community become more open and share, reuse, and reanalyze data, we supported the creation of the Neurodata Without Borders data standard.
Biology is undergoing a revolution brought about by single-cell genomics. A lot of that revolution is technological, but a maybe equally important part of it is that every data set that's generated by that technique is made publicly available virtually the minute it's created. Wouldn't it be great if neuroscience data was like that? Computational folks like myself could look at the data, make new methods, and then they would just be widely used by everyone. Wouldn't that be awesome? Efforts like Kavli's Neurodata Without Borders are moving neuroscience as a field slowly towards that grand vision. What our seed grant did from the Kavli Foundation, it allowed us to develop computational methods and apply those methods to these data sets so that we could convert them from their native formats into the Neurodata Without Borders data format standard. And then we're also in the process of writing up that data set as a data paper that will publish in an open access journal. So then researchers, any researcher can read this paper, go to the data archive, and they can download the data and benefit from this rare, unique data set like our groups have. And because it's in Neurodata Without Borders, it just makes it so easy to compare data sets collected in one place to another. One thing that we really benefit from after we've converted the data to Neurodata Without Borders is that we can tap into this really great existing tool chain for analyzing data sets. And so we don't have to write our own analysis scripts to analyze these data sets. We can just reuse someone else's analysis tool. And then it makes comparing the output of the analysis tools so easy.
The Neurodata Without Borders data standard is, like Shreejoy said, it's really, it goes beyond just the standard. It's the whole ecosystem where you have access not just to data, but also tools to analyze the data.
The brain is incredibly complex and there's so many ways of looking at it. And as a field, we benefit from that diversity of methods, but it certainly makes collaboration in general and working together in general more difficult because there is such this great diversity of methods and approaches. And I'm looking forward in general to sharing what we've learned with others and having that inform our next projects.